You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith. Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV Supernatural After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV Supernatural After Show.
Welcome everybody. How you doing?
Hi there.
Bing is for doing, and we are doing a Supernatural after show for you guys. This is season 9 of Supernatural, episode 1. The episode is entitled "I Think I'm Gonna Like It Here," and I like this episode. My name is Tom Connolly. How you guys doing? And sitting alongside of me is Lyndsey Wegner.
Hi there, guys. How you doing?
How you doing? Good. Good.
Good. Good
So-
to see everybody.
So season 9, episode 1.
I think I'm gonna like it here.
Yeah. Did you like the episode?
You know, I did. It definitely draws you in right away. They've got a lot, happening and stuff. I think it's gonna be a good, strong season.
I think it is. I think last season was one of the best seasons they've had of this show.
They had a lot going on.
Yeah. Last season, if you guys don't know, ended with Sam and Dean were going to close the gates of hell. They had Crowley captured in a church. Sam passed the first 2 tests. He was on the final test. Dean ended up stopping him. And unbeknownst to them, Castiel closed the gates to heaven, and all the angels started falling to earth. That's how it ended.
You know what I'm
Angels falling to
excited
earth.
for?
What?
What?
For 2 seasons, we've been getting hounded. When is AfterBuzz TV going to do Supernatural?
Really?
We're doing
2
it.
seasons.
2 seasons.
2 seasons, and I'm glad we finally were able to do it. You know, I've done a lot of personal corresponding back via info@AfterBuzz TV saying we'll do it, we promise.
Nice.
And the day has come.
It has come.
It's here. It has come. The angels have fallen.
Yes.
We are here.
We are angels. Yeah.
We are angels right here.
That's why you had to wait for us to fall from heaven.
But we have no powers right now.
No.
As you found out in this episode.
Exactly. So yeah, it opened with Sam and Dean driving in their car. Sam asking Dean, what happened? We have to stop the angels. What's going on? And Dean telling Sam that he's dying, and he didn't believe him at first.
He didn't. And we find out that he's in a coma.
Yes.
And they're actually believing that it's a meteor shower going on.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody really knows what's going on, that it's actually the angels falling. The angels are leading normal lives with family. And
Yeah, they're basically coming
whatnot.
down, finding vessels, taking control of them, and just basically blending in with humans. So no one really, the news is saying it's a meteor shower. No one suspects anything except for Sam and Dean, because they know all of what's going on. And then it did show Sam is in a coma. The doctor says basically only the machines will keep him alive. There's really no fight left in him.
And Dean calls and says that, he thinks that God, he's like, didn't the doctor say like that God can't even save him now?
Yeah, it was up to God.
It's up to God.
Mm-hmm.
So we then see Dean go into a chapel
Mm-hmm.
in the hospital, and he calls for Castiel.
Yes, he calls and Cass is nowhere to be found. So he calls any angel that will help him, because obviously Dean knows, they've fallen to earth, so there's thousands of them now here. Someone's going to come help him.
Hopefully help.
Yes. And then it cuts to back in Sam's head, and then Bobby shows up in the back seat.
In the back seat of the car.
Yeah.
He's the backseat driver.
Yeah,
He
and-
hasn't made the decision yet.
No, and we basically found out that Dean is the part of Sam that is fighting.
Telling him to fight, telling him to
Yes.
push forward, to live. There's so much to live for. Where Bobby is the opposite. He's saying, give up. You've done all you can.
Yeah.
You've done good. You've created a legacy. You've saved so many people. It's worthwhile to live.
Yeah. You mean it's worthwhile for him to die?
It's worthwhile for him to die.
Finally.
It's worthwhile for him to let go and
Yeah.
just be at peace.
Yes. And then cuts back to Castiel. almost gets run over by a car, and you can tell that he falls on the side of the road. His hand is bleeding.
He's hurt.
And
he
it
feels
doesn't
pain.
heal right away, yes. And so Castiel is now human. He's not he doesn't have any powers whatsoever. And Metatron took that from him when he cast him out of heaven and back down to Earth.
He has no wings to fly.
No,
he,
as
he,
he
ha-
told that
he has to take the ride into town.
that guy had no idea what he was talking about. He was like, I would fly, but you know, I don't have my wings. And the guy was like, just get in my car, buddy. I'll give you a ride. Basically, that's a classic Castiel line. That he would just say that kind of stuff to a human, and they have no idea what he's talking about, but he just goes along with it. Castiel ends up running into an angel when he gets dropped off at a gas station.
Hail.
Yeah. And she tells him,
That she met him in heaven.
yeah, she has no wings.
Before.
She fell. She took over this vessel, and that he asked her, basically, what would she want to do now that she's not taking orders and there's no.
She can do anything she
Yeah,
wants.
she has an opportunity to do whatever.
Yeah. She doesn't have to be told. Yeah, she doesn't have to follow orders or anything. And what does she say? She says she wants
to visit the Grand Canyon, which
'cause
she built.
She built the Grand Canyon,
When
so
she
she
was
wants
here.
to see what she built the last time she was there.
So Castiel decided to go on a road. Well, at first he didn't decide at first.
They made plans
Yes.
to take this road trip to the Grand Canyon.
And then back at the hospital, as Dean is waiting for the angels to come help him. He goes to the trunk,
which to
they
find
have
Crowley
still in the trunk, still locked away. When Dean asks Crowley for his help, an angel ends up showing up to help him, but that angel,
but an angry angel.
He's mad. He's upset that he's on Earth. He wants Castiel. He doesn't want to help Dean.
All the angels are looking for Castiel.
Yeah,
to blame him because of everything that happened, them being on there. So he's got to worry whether someone's there to help him or whether somebody's there to hurt him or hurt Castiel. Which then brings Ezekiel.
He shows up. Dean ends up vanquishing the demon or the angel. Hits him with the angel sword.
We never learned his name, but then
we never learned his name though. But so Ezekiel basically tells Dean that he goes with Dean to help Sam in the hospital. He goes to check on Sam, tries to help him.
And says he's further along than we thought.
Yeah.
Which is leading us to Bobby telling him to just let go and just give up the fight.
Yeah, Bobby ends up zapping Sam out of the car, and they go into the forest, and there's a house in the middle of the forest. And Bobby tells him to go inside the house. That's where you'll find peace, basically. As Sam is about to make his decision in the forest, Sam's imagination of Dean pops up and ends up killing Bobby. And Dean tells him, you need to fight. There's a reason for you to stay alive. I need you. Yes, yeah.
I need you here.
There's no Sam without Dean.
It's honestly, it's a really great connection between the two of them. Yeah. They really have a strong bond, and obviously they've had fights and been on the outs in the past seasons and stuff. But coming back together strong right now in this season, and really, really just you feel that connection between the two of them, and know that one can't survive without the other. And that's what Dean's trying to tell Sam. I can't survive without you. I need you here. Yeah,
and I mean that's basically how the last season ended too, with Sammy about to close the gates of hell, and Dean knew that would kill him, that would kill Sam, and he basically made him stop doing it. And he basically told him that I'd rather have the gates of hell open and us have to fight these demons and angels and whoever comes after us than have you be gone and have to live without you. Oh, how sweet.
Aw, brotherly love.
And then Hale.
So yeah, Hale comes back.
Tells Castiel, she needs his help.
Because Castiel has called Dean, right, and has told him that he's alive. Yeah. And he's found this girl and that he wants to take her to the Grand Canyon. And Dean is telling him not to trust anybody at this time because they don't know whether they're good or bad. And she's not real happy with that answer.
No, as Cass tells her he's going to leave, she picks up a piece of wood and knocks him out. And because Cass has no powers, he gets knocked out.
And she wants to possess him because he has a stronger body than she has. The current one that she's in.
Yeah. As they're driving in a car, she kind of shows him that her body is deteriorating, her vessel is deteriorating. I think it's because I'm guessing that it's because the angels are just more powerful beings, so it's harder for a body to actually, like, I think Castiel kind of, like, he did possess his body before, but I think he's just been in it so long that it's used to all of it, all of, like, his powers and everything else that, you know, he's put his body through. Then
we come back to the hospital where the nurse has told him, she's come up to him previously, I think before he went to the trunk of the car to go talk to Crowley or whatever. She comes back and
she told him, told Dean that if, you know, basically he needs to prepare for Sam to die. And Dean basically tells her to get out. Like, he's not going to die. I'm not going to let this happen. And that was basically, then the angels showed up. So Ezekiel's in the room with Dean trying to help
trying
Sam.
to figure out a way to save his life, and he's further gone than he expected.
And also we've learned that Ezekiel is, because he was damaged when he fell from heaven, so he's not at full strength either.
He can't save him just by being there.
Yeah, because basically most of the time, like, they could just touch them, and that's how they can heal anybody, the angels. And he just basically, he touched Sam, but he just can't, he doesn't have enough power to heal him and bring him back from death.
So Dean leaves and tells Ezekiel not to let anyone in, and the whole hospital starts to shake.
Yeah, because the angels are coming now. Because they know Sam and Dean are there. They know, they want to figure out, because they know they can get to Castiel through Dean and Sam. So they want Dean, they want Sam, they want Castiel.
They want to find out where Castiel is to punish him and avenge.
And then we find out that the woman that was the nurse is actually an angel too.
Crazy lady.
And her and another angel end up beating up Dean. And I like Dean. Did anybody ever tell you that you hit like an angel?
You hit like an angel, and then she kicks him.
Yeah. That was good. I like that. I like that line from Dean.
I did too.
And then it was a lot of back and forth, jumping all over.
Yeah, the episode really, really jumps back and forth. You have to be on it, because it's even just almost a 30-second or minute-long clip for some of them to hop back and forth.
Yeah, and then we go back to Cass. He's in the car with Hale. She, like, as we said, she told him, you know, I'm going to possess your body. We're going to go to the Grand Canyon because I want to see it first, and then I'm going to possess your body. And he doesn't want that to happen, and he ends up, he puts his seatbelt on quickly, and she just doesn't notice it. He
jerks the wheel, causes an accident.
Yeah.
We see the window is broken.
Yeah.
And we know a car accident has happened. And then it flashes back to
Sam.
To Sam.
He walks into the house.
Knows that it's death.
Yeah.
He's going to find death.
He didn't know it was going to be actually that death.
That
person when he went in. So Sam was also shocked, which we've seen him in season 5 when they were
was one of the 4 horsemen?
Yeah. So they were trying to get one. They got his ring before to open up the cage. So Lucifer and long story.
I liked death.
Yeah. So
I mean, not
I
in like I like death, but I liked him. I thought he was definitely a standout in the episode. He was one of the better actors that was on the episode this time.
I liked him a lot before when he was on too.
He was almost likable.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain that. That sounds weird.
It's
a little scary for me to say that, but he's kind of likable.
Yeah.
Because he's telling Sam, you have to make this decision on your own.
And he said it was also, he was like, you know, it would be an honor
to accept him.
You. Yeah. And you know, he said that, you know, it was well played by Sam. His life was well played by him because, you know, they both have eluded death so many times. And Sam asks Death, he says, I want to know, you know, if I say yes to you, I want to know, is this it? Am I going to die? Am I going to be at peace? Am I going to be done? And is nobody ever going to get hurt from me again or hurt by my actions again?
And Death says yes.
Yeah. So Sam is
prepared.
Contemplating it. Yeah, he basically is like, I've done all I can do. I need to be at peace and just be over this. But Dean is not going to let that happen.
Nope. Dean's not going to let that happen as we flash back to him and the angels, and he is now drawing because they're trying to get into the room. They're going to break into the room no matter what it takes.
Yeah, to get
to Sam
and Ezekiel too.
And so he draws this, what is it, like a spell or
a symbol on the
curse?
ground that vanquishes angels back to heaven. And Dean said to him, he said, you know, if the gates of heaven are closed, then where the hell is this going to take you? Slams his hand down. They get vanquished. So we don't know where they go, because
They could come back later on.
They could, or they could just, maybe they went to purgatory. I don't know. There's lots of questions.
We're going to find out later.
Lots of questions. And then also, so Cass is back with, the car crash happens. Cass has survived it. We look to see the front window is smashed and there's a hole in it. Hale has gotten thrown out of the car. Cass finds her on the ground.
She's got shards of glass in her face. First we see that's a scary enough sight to see. And then they show, they pull back on the full body and her legs and her limbs. Oh, yikes.
She looked like she was
I literally wrote
backwards.
yikes. Yeah. I was just like, wow. Wow.
Yeah, I think we both were like, whoa.
Okay.
Wow. Yeah, it looked like her torso was basically turned around.
Yeah.
So, what a sight to see.
Yeah.
And she basically told him, you know, that he should say yes to her now, that she can possess his body before
she goes and tells all the angels where he is.
Yeah.
And they can find him, and then they'll all get what they want in killing him or avenging their falling from heaven.
Yeah.
But she says he has to take her now and help her now.
Yeah, and Cass is not having that, takes the angel sword, kills her too.
Yep.
Where she went, we don't know. We'll probably find her later on down the road.
And then we scoot back to Sam again. Or we scoot back to Dean.
It was Dean
and Ezekiel.
Yeah.
And Ezekiel's saying it's getting worse. The EKG is now beeping, right?
Yeah, because Sam is basically about to say yes. Death. Yeah, he's about to say yes to death, that he wants to die. So Ezekiel basically tells Dean that, you know, he has to possess Sam to be able to heal him. And Dean doesn't want anything,
Sam won't accept it.
And he won't say yes to Ezekiel.
But he'll say yes to Dean.
So Dean goes into, Ezekiel goes into Sam's mind, he goes into Sam's mind and it looks like Dean tells Sam that he has a plan, that if he says yes, you know, if he says yes to his plan, that
they can fight, they can live.
Yeah, they'll figure out a way.
He'll survive.
Yeah, he will survive this. So he says yes. We see Dean deteriorate, and Ezekiel is there. He grabs Sam. Sam doesn't realize that it's not Dean. He thinks it's Dean the whole time. I think he thinks it's his self-conscious Dean trying to figure out a way that can help him. So what goes after that?
That was Dean has a plan.
Yeah.
And so Dean has a plan. It's not his time. Sam and him together forever.
Yes.
Sam needs to let him help him.
Mm-hmm.
And Sam finally agrees.
Yeah.
So we come back and we see him alive. Well, we see Sam alive. We think it's Sam.
Yeah. Well, first we see the body in the bed.
Yeah,
and it
the
wakes
body.
up and it's Ezekiel. And the doctor comes in and says, "Who are you?" Because he's in Sam's bed. And he says, "I don't know. I don't know why I'm here." Because basically he's not. That was Ezekiel's old vessel.
And now Ezekiel said that he would erase the memory.
Yeah, because Ezekiel told Dean that Sam can eject him out of his body at any time, and if he does, Sam's going to die instantly. And that, you know, as per Supernatural goes, as everyone knows watching, the secrets start. First secret of the season between Sam and Dean. Calling it now right here. Dean says that they need to keep it a secret from Sam that Ezekiel is possessing his body right now. Because if Sam finds out, he will eject him.
And then he'll die.
And he will die.
But he has no memory of this because Ezekiel has cleared his memory. Yeah. So he has no recollection of what happened or how long he was in the coma or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Which pushes us forward to
Cass in walks into a laundromat, all bloody.
Just wants to get cleaned up.
Yeah. He can't zap his clothes clean anymore. He has to do his own laundry now.
Sets the quarters on the machine.
Yeah. And then he sees
the vending machine.
Yeah.
He's hungry, like any
human would be. He's hungry, he's tired.
Thinking about it.
Yeah, it looked good. I wanted a Snickers bar out of that.
I did too. Twix bar, something like that. Soda pop. So we find him leaving the laundromat then in someone else's clothes with a water bottle
which he took a sip out of it like he's never had a drink of water in his life before, and it quenched his thirst enough, but you could just tell he wanted more.
He needed more.
Yeah. So I think it'll be interesting to see
how he's going to survive for the rest of a season doing normal human things.
Yeah, without his powers. And it's going to be interesting if the angels catch up to him, because now he really can't protect himself as much as he wanted to. Hopefully he took Hale's sword, so he at least has some kind of protection
against
on
everybody
him.
else.
Yeah.
We don't know.
No, we don't know. We didn't see him take it. They showed him killing her with it, but I would think he took it.
I would assume he did too.
He's smart enough to not leave that behind. And then it comes back to Sam and Dean in the car. Basically, almost how the episode started with Sam. He was awake at the beginning, but
it almost seemed like a flashback. But I guess it was just going into his mind. Is what we knew would happen in the car earlier, was that Dean was in Sam's mind, and now Dean was actually
reality.
Awake and in reality.
Yeah.
And Sam's asking him how he feels, and he says, I feel fine. And he's asking him, well, Sam asks Dean, what have you been doing? And he's like, have you just been driving around with me asleep this whole time? And Sam's like, yeah,
Dean told Sam that. Sam was the one passed out.
And Dean's like, yeah, I let the tourists, come. Don't worry, they didn't get too handsy with you. Don't worry, nothing happened. Nothing bad here.
Yeah. And so Dean basically says that he's proud of Sam for what he's done. He knows he can, pull through this, and they're going to fight. And Sam tells him, yeah, because they have a lot to do. And basically that's how it closes with that. It was, like I said, I thought it was a good episode. A lot happened in this episode.
A lot happened.
For a season premiere. Most of the time, you get a couple things happening, but we have 3 distinct
major
storylines going on right from the get-go. And you also have to deal with, as we saw for the previews for next week, with Crowley. They have Crowley in the trunk still. Abaddon is coming back, so she's still around there. I think she is like an enemy of Crowley too, because she wants Crowley because she was a knight of hell. So she's basically a protector of hell, even though he's the king of hell. She's one of his knights, but she's been around way before Crowley. So she wants to basically fix hell, bring it back to, its evil ways. Not that Crowley wasn't evil anyway, but I think Crowley is has maybe more sympathy towards humans than she does. Yeah, she has no sympathy for humans at all. So,
well, it'll be interesting to see what she does with everybody and with Crowley.
Yeah.
And what happens with there. I mean, we technically didn't know if Crowley was alive or not because, Dean had said when he was by the trunk, knock once if you're alive, knock twice if you're dead.
Yeah.
And we hear a knock, but then he gets, or then that's when one of the angels comes. So we don't know if there could have been a second knock.
Yeah, I think he's
alive too. But
yeah, I mean they have him pretty much trapped in the trunk of their car because they have the symbols on the roof. So they have him. He's locked up and he is not going anywhere, at least for now. But I was surprised, Crowley was the only reference to a demon in this episode.
No demons, mostly angels, whether they were good or bad, but mostly, all angels.
Yeah, and even the opening, I think the opening of the show is so simple. It's just basically, it says Supernatural, but they always have some kind of really cool graphic behind it, and this one was just huge angel wings, and they kind of flapped a little bit and just, showed that I think this season is all angels. Them fighting angels, which is random to say, but I mean they've been fighting angels before, so I think it'll be interesting to see later on if now that the angels are on Earth, are they going to team up with the demons now and go after the humans? Because there's got to be some way for them to get back into heaven. But
are they going to do that? How are they going to get back to heaven with the demons though? I mean, they're going to have to.
I don't know.
Do they want to? I mean, obviously they want to go back to heaven because they don't know that. That's why they feel so lost. They have no direction. As Hale was saying, she's like, we have no direction. We don't know what to do. And this is when, Cass is telling them, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Make, if there's anything you want to do, this is the time to go and do it. This is it. This is now.
Yeah. And also, I mean, Ezekiel did have some type of power, but most of them don't. It seems like they don't have their full strength because they've all fallen from heaven.
Mm-hmm.
So
they've lost something.
Yeah, so they have to basically somehow recharge, because most of the time they would recharge, obviously, going back up to heaven, but now they can't.
Well, and is Cass going to get his powers back?
Yeah. I mean, he may. I think the only way he'll get his powers back is if Metatron gives him his powers back. But also, Metatron's up in heaven hanging out, so I don't know.
Got to find a way to get there.
Yeah, exactly. Unless Cass has to find a way in, or Metatron has to come back down to Earth. Which I think it's leading towards, we still have Crowley, Abaddon, but then you have Metatron. So I think it's going to lead some weird mashups. I really do think it's going to lead with the Demons and Angels teaming up against Sam and Dean and Castiel in a weird way. A really weird way, because you wouldn't have seen that coming, I don't think, this season.
But I really like the show. It definitely grabs you, and with the plot, literally with the 3 stories going on and it changing so quickly between each one of them. I mean, that really made you get into the show even more and pay more attention to what was going on, because you had to focus and see, okay, this is leading from back and forth between all 3 storylines really quickly.
Yeah, and I mean, I thought it was good to see Bobby again.
To bring some characters back.
Yeah, and I mean, with the angels falling from heaven, Bobby did become an angel. We don't know if he actually fell. I think that could be something that happens later on.
But Dean killed him again.
Yeah, but that was in Sam's mind, though.
That was in Sam's mind.
Yeah, so that wasn't.
Doesn't.
Yeah, no, that doesn't count. No.
Okay.
No.
Doesn't count.
No, he could still be out there somewhere, and they just haven't found him yet. Okay. So that'll be interesting. I really think Sam wanted to just be at rest and be at peace with it.
I think he was ready to go. I think he was ready to let go and know that what he'd done, saving the lives and helping so many people, he was happy with it. He felt like he could just go, but Dean was not.
Yeah, no. I mean, they stopped the apocalypse. Come on. What else? What else do you really need to do in your life? I think that'd be good enough. If I did that once, I'd be like, okay, sure. I want to
save the universe once.
Yeah, exactly. And they've saved it multiple times. But yeah, I think it's going to be a really good season, this one. I mean, like I said, I think last season was one of the best. It had a great storyline throughout, had some really good episodes. And like what I like about this show is it'll be like, this episode was a very serious episode, but there's always those 4 or 5 episodes each season that are just so out there and wacky and fun. Like the last season they had a LARPing episode, which you're just it was so entertaining and just such a good story, and just showed, I think it showed both that, like, they're both very serious actors, like, but they're also very good at comedy too. They
are, because it's really simple and natural and real and organic, because the writers are writing something, but it's very subtle. Yeah. But it's funny.
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
We laughed out loud a couple times.
Yeah. And I mean, that was one thing that caught me about watching this show from the beginning. It's that it has really good storylines and has really good stories, but it's also funny. You have a good time watching it, and you're intrigued. I'm always at the edge of my seat each week. At the end, I'm like,
absolutely.
Why do I have to wait a week to watch this show?
To find out what's happening next week.
That's why I'm glad they have Netflix.
Well, I'm glad that they didn't leave him in the coma, because then that would have made me more frustrated and like, now I'm stuck. I don't know if he's going to come out of this coma or not. So thank goodness we know that he came out of the coma, whether he's in Ezekiel's in his body or he's in Ezekiel's body. We've got some sort of crazy thing going on there. But
yeah, it'll be interesting too to see when Sam's gonna start finding little things. I think he's gonna either get some of Ezekiel's memories mixed in with his, or somewhere along the way figuring out something's wrong here, and I'm not understanding why.
Well, and I know that they've got this season and next season, and after 10 seasons is when they were planning on cutting it. But in the 10th season, they're planning on bringing a character in to do a spin-off show.
Oh, that would be awesome.
So you'll have like a spin-off. No, they haven't.
Oh, okay.
Well, they haven't decided what character yet,
right.
because we just started season 9.
Gotcha. In 10th season.
But in the 10th season, they're gonna introduce a new character that will be the main character for the spin-off.
Oh, I like that.
So you've got a whole new brand of show to watch.
I like that a lot, because I can't get enough of this show. So
the legacy continues on.
I would definitely like to see a sequel to that. Yes. Yes. Ooh, I'm excited for that. I didn't know that news. That made me really excited. Yes. I'm happy for that.
Little tip.
Yes. Awesome. But speaking of that, everyone at home, if you could go to iTunes or your local store and get The Adventures of Serial Buddies. It's on DVD now. It stars Maria Menounos, Christopher Lloyd, Artie Lang, and it is narrated by Henry Winkler. It's really funny. It's produced by Maria Menounos and Kevin Undergaro here at AfterBuzz TV. It's really good. I think you've seen it, right? It was funny.
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, okay.
I'm bad. Don't take.
Well,
yeah.
you should go see it.
I need to go see
really
it.
funny.
I need to go to iTunes right now and do this because yes.
I saw Phil in it.
Oh,
he has a little cameo.
Little cameo appearance there.
You got to look for him. He's really quick in there. But I did see him. I was like, oh my God, look at it's Phil. But you should go check it out on iTunes. And while you're at iTunes, you can give us 5-star ratings, leave comments for us, let us know how we're doing. Let us know like how much you like Supernatural. Exactly. Let us know whatever you need. And also, give comments on us, give us 5-star ratings and every other AfterBuzz show. Like WWE shows, wrestling shows, basically any scripted show, reality show. We got them all here at AfterBuzz TV.
We do it all.
We do.
We're about to celebrate the 5,000th episode.
Really? Oh, what's it going to be? Can it be this one?
We have something very special planned.
Oh, okay, all right.
So,
okay. Well,
I'm not going to say yes, but I'm not going to say no.
Oh, okay.
Oh, maybe there's cupcakes. I'll be really excited.
Oh, Kathy going to make some cupcakes. All right. But yeah, so that about does it for this week. Do you have any predictions for next week?
I think you're right.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Go ahead, you can go first.
Okay. I'm assuming that they're actually, I think you're right. I think Sam is going to start to notice little ticks maybe that not everything is right. I definitely predict that that's going to be happening. I don't know what's going to happen with Crowley. I don't know what they're going to do with that, how he's going to help or hurt. But I mean, the teaser for the next episode was really quick.
Yeah, it was. It was definitely.
So they didn't give you much.
No.
They don't want you knowing much.
No, most of their previews they just kind of, it's little snippets, which I think are good. I don't need to know what's exactly it's gonna happen next week. But yeah, I would say my prediction is, I think Crowley's gonna help them, because now that the Angels are on Earth, like as much as they want to go after Castiel, they're gonna want to go after Crowley too, and as much as he's going to be reluctant to help them, and they're going to be reluctant to get his help, I think they're going to end up having to, maybe work together in some way to help get rid of some of the Angels and some of the demons.
Well, they've worked with him in the past, right?
Yeah, but it's never been.
It's never ended
very
well.
Cordial. No. It's always been, they've done stuff where they thought he was helping them, but he really wasn't at the end. He was, basically in it for himself the whole time, which. The king of hell would be.
Yes.
He's not going to be in it for anybody but him.
Would be doing that.
Yeah. But I think that's about wraps it up for this week. So where can they find you?
Oh, you guys can find me at facebook.com/Lyndsey Wegner, twitter.com/Lyndsey Wegner, or my blog, lyndseyWegner.blogspot.com.
Nice.
And where can they find you,
you guys can
Tom?
find me on Twitter at tomthecom.com, or tomthecom. I always want to say .com. Just tomthecom. And you can see me Wednesday night doing WWE Main Event and Abby's Ultimate Dance Competition.
Ooh.
So, and we will see you guys here next week.
See you next week.
See you guys.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you
See you
later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.